62% of Kenyans expect to be unable to pay at least one of their current loans or bills in full in the coming quarter. This is according to a report by TransUnion that also shows that nearly half of those surveyed say they will take on temporary work to supplement their income. Jimmy Mbogo has details of the report that shows how Kenyans are building resilience in challenging economic times.
Kenya's inflation for the month of July stood at 4.1%, reflecting a slight elevation in the cost of commodities from 3.8% in the previous month. This elevation is now putting pressure on consumers, with a recent report from credit agency TransUnion showing that over 55% of Kenyans expect their discretionary spending to decrease in the next 3 months. The report further indicates that 62% of Kenyans expect to be unable to pay at least one of their current loans or bills in full in the coming quarter, with an additional 34% saying they plan to use their savings, while another 30% are expected to borrow money from friends or family. In the last 3 months, 31% of Kenyans have reported a salary reduction, while 29% experienced job losses. Another 26% reported that their household businesses closed or lost orders. The report painting a picture that Kenyans were concerned about the macroeconomic dynamics, particularly inflation, security and housing prices, with 76% of Kenyan consumers noting that inflation is a key financial concern, followed by job losses at 60% and housing prices, that is rent and mortgages, at 55%. These factors, they say, have led them to cut back on discretionary spending such as dining out, travel and entertainment. 61% of those surveyed saying they have cut back on these spendings. Another 30% have cancelled their subscription and discontinued or scaled back their use of digital services. Additionally, 42% of Kenyans expect their spend on in-store or online retail to decrease, with nearly half of those surveyed, at 49%, expecting to spend less on large purchases in the next quarter. But despite the financial constraints, consumers aren't turning to borrowing due to what they termed as high cost of borrowing. 31% of them opting to find alternate funding, even as 29% expressed concerns about being rejected due to their income or employment status. The findings bringing to light how affordability and perceived ineligibility continue to limit access to credit. On the upside, however, these factors have led to an increase in saving for those with flexibility, where 46% of Kenyans are increasing their emergency saving, a 5 percentage point rise from Q2 of 2024. Jimmy Mbogo, Citizen TV, Nairobi.